evaluation took place. I took considerable time to reflect and assess McMurray's performance. I completed the review, which was in the B+ to A- category. I marked him with lower marks for his performance in technical capabilities. McMurray had not demonstrated knowledge adequate to enhance the city needs in the technology realm. During the same City Hall evaluation section with the City Council, McMurray became explosive with me. He yelled that I did not complete the evaluation objectively and could not rate him in specific categories because I had not consulted with him on his performance in those areas. He railed against me because I had not awarded him a perfect score on this evaluation. McMurray blasted me with a statement that I was ruining his career because his performance rating was not ideal. His performance review became a public record, and consequently, he had no future in city management because I did not rate his performance as perfect. McMurray went on to say I was retaliating against him because I was bypassed for the vice mayor position, which he had no part in. McMurray stormed out of the room and ran to his office. I discovered that Mr. McMurray believes he performs with perfection, inspects all performance evaluations to reflect this. Mr. McMurray is continually concerned with his optics. Optics is a constant focus for Mr. McMurray. He believes the council should support him with remarks from council members that enhance his optics. I found that McMurray needs constant reinforcement from City Hall personnel about what he believes is his perfect performance by City Hall staff and council members. If they do not regularly congratulate him on the outstanding job he is doing, people are disloyal and disparaging. Mr. McMurray immediately shifted from being a working partner with me, providing solid government for city residents, to viewing me as an antagonistic foe who was his enemy. I requested information. He responded he was too busy. If I asked a question, he would indicate that it was a stupid question. McMurray would not forward records to me. The only way to obtain them was through a public records request. Those records were delayed due to ongoing questions about my intentions regarding the records request, along with other stalling techniques. I found his demeanor immature. I need to digress at this statement to include an incident that occurred this time period. In the past, I met regularly with Mr. McMurray in his office before council meetings. At the conclusion of one of the meetings, where I always took my service dog, I stood to leave. I noticed my shoe was untied. Exasperated, I placed the papers in my left hand onto a chair to my left. I then knelt in front of McMurray's desk, which at that time was a leftover of the Montgomery area. It was an enormous item that took much of the space in McMurray's office. As I was tying my shoe and keeping my service dog keeping control of my service dog in the process, I heard two loud clunks under the top of McMurray's desk. One was from the front of the desk, the other from the rear. I looked at the front of the desk. In a small space between the floor and the footwell covering, I observed a lengthened steel rod with a silver screw at the end. I looked over the top of the desk and noticed that Mr. McMurray had pulled his chair back from the desk, and it was against the wall behind him. His arms were fully extended and between his knees. I saw Mr. McMurray had his hands clasped and held a brown wooden object, which I recognized as the butt of a gun. Based on my 22 years of service in the Los Angeles Police Department and the United States Marine Corps during the Vietnam era, I determined Mr. McMurray had taken hold of a gun and was holding it between his legs at the low ready. I ducked below the top of the desk, finished tying my shoe, and picked up my papers and backed out of the office. I still do not understand why McMurray believed he needed to draw a gun. At this juncture of the narrative, I need to apologize to the people of Oakley and Oakley City Hall staff. I did not report the incident at the time it occurred. I believe doing so would cause further angst, and reporting to the City Council would obviously not have been productive. Reporting it to the senior City Hall staff meant informing McMurray. I did not see the police ops chief as an option. He serves at the will of the city manager. If the chief had initiated an investigation, I believe McMurray would terminate him. My mistake was being intimidated by the situation. Failure to act left the door open to treat a City Hall staff member with the same action. However, subsequently, I reported the incident to District Attorney Diana Beckton. I have not received a reply from her.